Hi guys, so right now we are going to solve equations, and the way that we solve equations are if you have an exponent, we get rid of that exponent. Like let's say you had x squared, you would get rid of the squared by taking the square root and they would cancel each other out. So we're going to use that same concept, that same idea, that in order to get rid of the raised to the third, we're going to take the third root. So the third root and the raised to the third cancel. So we get x equals, and now we're taking the cube root of 64. So that means what number times itself 3 times is going to give me 64? And that is 4 times 4 times 4 will give me 64. So x equals 4. All right, for number 2, we're going to do the same idea. We're going to solve, but the first thing we need to do is divide both sides by 8. So then we get x to the third equals 8. And now I want to get rid of raised to the third, so I'm going to take the third root. The third root and the raised to the third cancel, so x equals, and this is the cube root, the third root of 8. So we're saying what number times itself 3 times is going to give me 8, and that's 2. X is equal to 2. All right, for number 3, we're going to do the same idea. First thing we're going to do is get rid of the 1/6 by multiplying both sides by 6. So 1/6 times 6, they cancel. So we get x to the third equals negative 36 times 6 is negative 216. All right, and now we'll get rid of raised to the third by taking the third root. So the third root and the third cancel, x equals, and now we say what number times itself 3 times is going to give me negative 216, and that's negative 6. Negative 6 times negative 6 times negative 6 is going to give me negative 216. Okay, number 4, this whole entire side is being raised to the 5th. So the way that we get rid of raised to the 5th is with a root of 5. So we're going to take the 5th root of both sides. So the 5s are going to cancel. The root and the exponent cancel. So we get x minus 8 equals, and now the 5th root of 32. So we're saying what number times itself 5 times is going to give me 32? And that answer is 2. And now we're trying to solve for x. So last step is we're going to add 8 to both sides. So we get x is equal to, because these are going to cancel, 2 plus 8, 10. Final answer. All right, number 2. First thing we're going to do is get rid of that 2 on the outside. So I'm going to divide both sides by 2. So I get x minus 9 raised to the third equals 125. Then I want to get rid of the exponent of 3, so I do a root of 3. So the root and the exponent cancel each other out. X minus 9 is going to equal, and now this is the third root of 125, so what number times itself 3 times is going to give me 125? That's 5. Now we're going to add 9 to both sides to solve for x. So x is equal to 14. All right, last one. So we've got an exponent of 3, so we're going to do a root of 3 because that whole side is being raised to the third, so we get rid of that by taking the third root. So we get 4x plus 1 is equal to, now the third root of 343. So I've got to try and figure out what number times itself 3 times is going to give me 343. So 6 times 6 times 6, that's 216. 7 times 7 times 7, boom, 7. All right, we're going to minus 1. I get 4x equals 6. And then I divide by 4. X equals 6 over 4, but I can reduce that to 3 over 2. Final answer. All right, guys, so I'm going to stop it now, and I'm going to have you guys try the your turn on your own.